What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Micah. For those of you that are new, we're going to be speaking on the Aquarius for this specific video. So we have some informative characteristics of the Aquarius. Let's go ahead and read that all for you guys. So we have Aquarius. Unique, fun-loving, and independent, and Aquarius will never be easily pinned down. Aquarius love their freedom and can become temperamental if they feel limited. Symbolized by the water barrier, Aquarius are known for their brilliant minds and devotion to humanitarian causes. They are also excellent problem solvers. There are plenty of light bulb moments and flashes of sudden inspiration with this fabulous sign. Right? That's just some informative messages regarding the Aquarius. Right? I will also put it up here as well for you guys to see. There you go. I think, you know what? I think I am going to do that. I think I'm going to do it this way because I feel like you guys can see that a lot better than if I do it on this side. I mean, I can always go like that. You know what I'm saying? Either way. But, yeah. It's the Aquarius. This is going to be coming from the messages for the ancestors. Right? I think I could come here like that. I think that a little better. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get a little better with the whole showing this stuff off. Right? That's going to be coming from that, this book. I'm not really going to be reading from it. I review the cards once I'm finished, right? On some like, you know, on some like making sure I'm getting the information as well. But I try not to waste too much time reading on camera. So just going to go ahead and show you guys in case you want to copy some cards, right? Got to show you what I'm reading, you know what I'm saying? So y'all can know where it's coming from. What's the source, right? But I do review the cards time to time once I'm finished, so I can make sure I'm sharp as best as I can as far as giving you all of the information, right? Let's go ahead. It's gonna be for the Aquarius. Let's begin, right? We got spirit for the Aquarius. All right, first one we have for you guys is air, right? So breathe, right? Kind of putting yourself. I want to go like this, okay? Because sometimes this laptop fails on me when it comes on the visual. Audio still plays, but the visual sometimes it freezes. So I want to get into the mind frame or the action or the practice even of putting it on this camera up top and then coming this way. That way you will always get the visual, right? So yeah, so we got the air. Being as it's not frozen, I'm gonna show you guys on the laptop side as well. So we have air, breathing. It's important to monitor your breathing. Monitor you want to be at peace, right? I mean, the whole reason why we have certain wants and things like that, and we go after them because we want to accomplish things. That's just our humanness in us. So you know, make sure that you guys, while you're consistent with whatever you're doing, make sure you guys bring yourself to a form of kind of a relaxation state. Even though you might not be relaxed as to say physically, but at least mentally and emotionally, you can control what you have. So this is important because no matter what you have in your life, no matter what you obtain, you want to be able to control, you want to be able to master your emotions, you want to be able to control how you react to things. So it's important to do some breathing, even if it doesn't have to be every day, meditation every day type of thing, but you can always remind yourself to be at one with yourself. Always be in present moment, if that makes sense. This is what this pretty much does. It allows you to be in present moment. You can go for nature walks. You can go out there and sit on a bench. You could go on your patio. You guys probably, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know your situation. You can just walk outside and just even if you don't do the full action of it, just kind of just sit there in silence. You know what I mean? Being at peace, being in one with the world, being present allows you to make a lot more clear choices. So like if you're in an event where everything's chaotic or whatever, the more you practice something, the better chances that you're actually going to do it. It's like a fire drill. The better chances, the more you practice a fire drill, the more chances you're able to do certain actions to lead you in the best result possible. So practice makes perfect. So the more you practice being at peace and being present, you will most likely, you have more chances of making the better choices in a certain situation that seem as chaotic, if that makes sense to you guys. So just practice being at peace. Practice not being at peace. Practice being in tune with yourself and being in tune with your environment. Right? All right. Next we have, what else do we have? All right. Aquarius. Okay, we have water. Right? Water came off for you guys. So flow like water. All of you guys. Oh, let me show it to you. Water. There we go. Hopefully that gives it a little. I feel like that's a little smooth, you know. Like they say. Now, I'm not gonna say don't take no shape because I do want you guys to manage yourselves and have a system and have some type of thing that you do, and so that it's kind of like they say, you know, be productive your day. You wake up, you know what you got to do. You wake up, you probably use the bathroom, take a shower, get yourself together so you can go out and have fun or whatever the case is, right? So kind of know what you need to do. Yes, you want to have some sort of management and things like that, but in your mentality, in your mind, even though your day-to-day life might be managed, secured, what's another word I could say? It's just okay. I'm gonna break it down to you like this. Right here, I have managed time. So I have times that is appropriate for me to make videos, right? Certain times I make videos, certain times I'm studying. Okay, that is a plan. That is a blueprint. However, when I'm starting recording, I am flowing. I'm letting my words do the talking. I'm letting my mentality do the talking. I'm letting anything that I studied, anything that I reviewed do the talking. I'm flowing with whatever happens, right? So you want to have a structure to your life, but you also want to bring out that creativity as well, thereby flowing. If something shall happen, God forbid, but if something shall happen, you want to be able to mentally and spiritually be able to flow with that situation, right? If something shall happen, like God forbid, a funeral or something, I should be able to mentally be able to put myself in that environment and deal with whatever I need to deal with, right? Not everything is going to be robotic. Some things do need structure, but not everything's got to be robotic. You guys should be able to flow like water, right? Or even if you're not flowing like water at the moment, and every little situation happens, and you was having a good day, but then somebody says something, and now you're like this. Flow with it. You know what I'm saying? Like don't like, even when it comes down to having a good day, try your best not to lead with I need to have a good day. Like just kind of enjoy the present moment. You know, you could bring yourself back to having a positive day by being optimistic about a situation that might have took place, but it's important not to try to force it. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, just try not to force it. Like if I walk out the door and say I'm gonna have a great day, and something shall happen, I should be able to put myself in a situation to still have a good day regardless of what happened. It might not be an overall good day, or sorry, it might not be that particular moment a good day, but it's an overall good day because I'm gonna learn something from every situation. So it's just kind of flowing with it, if that makes sense to you guys, right? But yeah, flowing like water. What's the next one we have for the Aquarius? Next we have for the Aquarius. Okay, we have healer and compassion, right? So you can be a healer, right? You can be showing compassion to others. Healing in different ways, physically, financially, mentally. You could be a mentor of an individual. You could be called upon to heal somebody or things like that, right? You could be from a doctor to a therapist. You know what I'm saying? Like you could see one heals physically, one heals emotionally. So it's like, or mentally, either way you look at it. But it's a calling to be a healer, right? It's important that you guys lead with compassion. No matter the case is, like just try to lead with compassion. Even if somebody annoys you, try to look at it in a way where maybe the person's not educated enough on the topic. Maybe the person doesn't have the compassion skills that I have, right? We can't always accept people to react the way we should react and things like that. And if you've done it in the past, my personal advice for you guys is just keep moving forward, right? And just try to learn from each and every mistake. You're gonna make mistakes. That's just how life is. But you gotta learn from. You gotta be willing to learn from and look at things in a different lighting, right? So yeah, when you guys being compassionate, just understand, like, look, even everybody deserves some compassion to some extent. You know, especially if you're thinking about, you know, providing compassion. Just think of it in that way. You know, not everybody's going to take your compassion and be positive about it, but you can kind of just move on with your life, and you don't have to always go back and repeat what you've given to somebody or whatever the case is if they're being nasty or whatever. But you can just say, you know, brush it off and just look at it like, okay, it wasn't meant to be for that specific individual, but just move on, and don't let that stop you from providing compassion for another individual. Be practical, of course. Like if you're thinking of compassion, like let's say, what's a famous term? Let's say you're giving money to somebody, right? I mean, if it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and you just happen to be out at the ATM then and somebody's asking you for money, you probably should focus on your safety before anything. You know what I'm saying? Like just use your discernment. Like, okay, nobody's outside. If I pull out my wallet and I'm trying to give them $3, who's to say this individual that I do not know from a can of paint won't run off? Like you gotta be, cause I mean, like this is my thing, right? Even with money, it's like people we essentially supposed to work to earn a place of to do things, right? But when if a particular person is asking for finances versus assistance, or just that's what they want, you don't know what energy they want. I would just say watch you guys surroundings, watch for yourselves how you react and things like that. But you gotta use your discernment, of course, when it comes on compassion and providing for things and things like that, right? But overall, just don't let that completely destroy you in a way where you just feel like you're just moving on go because somebody messed up your good feelings, not as everybody is opposition or whatever the case is. Try not to move that way, because that can often create self-destruction, and you don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and move on. What we have for the Aquarius. All right, we have teacher, right? So we have knowledge, right? Providing knowledge, providing. Here's the thing, right? Let me explain this, right? So it says you have these situations where people believe that, I'm gonna do things. Let's say somebody says, I'm gonna do things because I feel like doing them, right? That's true, but if you put yourself in positions to gain more knowledge on a specific subject that you're doing, you will be able to decide better if you actually want to do it. Like there's a lot of people that say they want to do a certain career, things like that, until they experience it, and then now they're like, I don't want to do this. But had you would have done your research on that certain craft or that certain experience, then you would see the results of it. Like I'm gonna give you an example. There's so many people that say that what I'm doing right now is devil work and all of this crazy stuff, right? But in reality, if I can take a card that has knowledge and I can break it down in my own way that can potentially help and assist somebody to be a better person, there's no way that's the devil's work. If the devil was designed to destroy, and he's known from all things destructive, thief, cheating, all of these stuff that destroys things, right? That forces situations to betray their maker. At that point, it's not a good look. But if I'm providing information that will, or that most likely will make somebody better, like if I tell y'all, hey, knowledge, read books. Reading books ain't gonna get you in no trouble. Reading books is probably gonna educate you. Reading books is most likely gonna teach you things. So there's no way that is guiding you in the wrong direction. So that's what I say when it comes down to understanding your craft. Nobody is gonna can't really tell me what I'm indulging in means is going to cause a bad effect. Do you know how much people play sports? The organization specifically that they play for, when somebody's out there running or doing football or playing soccer, whatever the case is, all there is, they're putting on a display, a show for people to see. But people don't look at it that way, because they just say, well, playing sports is healthy. It's healthy for the sport player, but it's not really a healthy way for if you have people that are sitting down on a couch or whatever, watching somebody else live their life, no matter what it is, it could be a TV or whatever, and they're not gaining anything to better their lives, then it's not really that big of it's not really impactful to them, that specific person. It's impactful for the person that they're watching, but it's not impacting them in a better way. So if you can break down what you're doing as far as a career choice, and you know the actual reason why you're doing it, you'll be all right. You know what I mean? That's why I just said all that I said as far as like what I'm doing specifically within my day. So it's important to gain knowledge. It's important to understand why you're doing things and to be able to use that. So you could be knowledge. Now, reason why, if you look, knowledge is up top and then teacher is down beginning, in the bottom. You can't teach anything until you become knowledgeable about a subject that you're teaching. I'm sure if you guys seen this, if you've been to school, that you see like substitute teachers that will come in that don't really know the topic because they're not informed on it, and they just kind of just give you sheets and stuff, because I mean you can't really expect them to be informed. They haven't gained knowledge of these situations. So It's important to gain knowledge of your situation and environment and things like that. Just try your best to, for one, be open-minded and optimistic about situations, and then two, try to do your research or try to find time to educate yourself. Any information can be valuable if it's put into the right aspect. So providing and reading anything is better than reading nothing. That's what I would say, right? Let's go ahead and continue. What we got for the Aquarius? Oh, I'm gonna grab that one. All right, we have hero or courage, right? You know what's crazy with courage, right? What's funny about courage? What's interesting about courage? You're gonna be doing things in your life where you probably are not as like excited or whatever the case is, or even comfortable. As long as it's appropriate. Disclaimer: it has to be appropriate. It has to be, one, of course, legal, right? One, of course, meaning not government legal, but under the laws of the universe, right? You're not stealing. You're not committing no act of craziness that you, if you was on the other end, you wouldn't approve of it, right? So I'm saying, so as long as you're living within the universe terms, you should be all right. You know what I'm saying? Assisting, you ain't gotta always assist people, but you can at least not bother people at that beginning, right? So with hero, you're gonna be coming across, as courage. You're gonna have courage. You're gonna have to have courage, because brave. That's what, like, kind of like bravery is like. Even though you're nervous about something, or you may feel uncomfortable at times, you work through those things and you show courage. And this can be a hero in other individuals' eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, rest in peace to the souls of the teachers and stuff that was lost during school shootings and things like that, and the police officers and things like that. All of these people that put themselves in harm's way to save other individuals. Now you guys can use your discernment, and you guys can go ahead and question the theories I just said. But at the end of the day, it's like this. This is how I look at it personally. If somebody's not especially a teacher, if a teacher is not expected to be brave in a firefight, or not expected to know how to handle a bullet or go in front of a bullet and things like that, or try to shield themselves or shield their students, to risk their lives for their students, to me that's bravery, because you wasn't trained. You didn't really have any legal obligations to do so. So it's like that's a hero in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? That's how I like to look at it. So in certain situations, it's gonna be tense. This could be your personal life. You don't have to go jump in front of a bullet to be a hero. This could be your personal life. That maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're somebody, not like a physical teacher, like a school teacher, but maybe you just out here just sharing information. A lot of people think that you got to be successful in a building and have all of these fancy objects and these nickery bickery things, and no, you ain't got to do all that. I mean, you could just be your regular somebody. I mean, everybody's a regular person to me, but you can just be somebody that's just sharing information. You're a hero because you potentially saved that person's life. You don't know what kind of information you can give, what kind of handout you can provide. And also, in situations, try your best not to seek things in return. Just kind of just do it just because you feel like it's the right thing to do, right? Let's go ahead and move on for the Aquarius. Put it this way. What we got for the Aquarius? Okay, we have free spirit. Well, we have becoming a rebel. Now, disclaimer, rebel, I'm not going to, let me put this up this way. I'm not really going to elaborate too much on the rebel part, because this rebel can often be affiliated with things of like acting out and things like that. But acting out, as long as it's appropriate, in a way where, let's say, a parent or whatever tells you they want you to be a doctor or lawyer, and that reason why I feel like the reason why we use them type of terms, because it takes a lot of time to be that. So that's why it's a great thing to become, like, you know what I'm saying. But if you want to do, that's why I say I don't really associate people with being normal, because I feel like everybody's normal. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's a regular person trying to do what they need to do. If somebody's over here that wants to, let's say they want to take their 24 hours. I'm not even gonna say career. Let's say they want to take their time in their day and they want to paint pictures. They wanna lay that paintbrush on that piece of paper, right? They become an artist. Quotations. I say quotations. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but they become an artist. right? That's what they're classified as, somebody that creates artwork for visions and things like that, right? So they're creating art. That's what they want to do in their time. They don't want to go and be in a hospital and do patients. They don't see nothing wrong with it, but they just don't want to do that. So being a free spirit means that they're gonna follow their spirit. They're gonna follow what they desire. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do it differently, or I will read cards and I will speak on the topic differently than somebody else probably would. I had to find my own little lane. You know what I'm saying? I had to find me. I had to, actually be able to, yes, seek knowledge about these cards and the books and stuff, but also be able to talk in my own lingo and things like that. Free spirit, you know what I mean? Being able to take something that you enjoy and be creative within that. So this person could seen as a rebel to their parents because they're going against what their parents objected them to, or not objected, what they're kind of planned for them to do. So it's not a negative thing because they're still being productive. They're not causing any harm to nobody and things like that. They're actually creating something. So they're doing the same productivity that they would as a doctor or lawyer, but they just want to do it their way, and they want to have their own free spirit and their own free will, which they have pretty much in the universe eyes. They have a lot of, they can do whatever they please. You know what I'm saying? So as far as it's appropriate, I have to keep putting that in there, right? But being a free spirit, doing what, even if you just take a craft at hand, and as long as you're not breaking any laws or things like that within that, let's say you want to be a mechanic, right? And you get the basics of being a mechanic. You make sure that the car is fixed. You make sure that there's no leakages. You follow with humanness, meaning you do the car as if it was your own, right? You're doing the car. If you want to add your little sauce to it, like you're up there changing the oil quickly, or not quickly in a crazy way, but just you're able to change the oil in a swiftly manner. You're not kind of dragging along, like you're not just kind of just doing it. Let's say it takes 30 minutes to change your oil. You're not like, oh, I'm gonna do what everybody else does. I'm gonna go grab some coffee. I'm just gonna take my time with it. You know what I'm saying? You get the car done, and then you might do something extra on the slide. You might just go in and vacuum the car. You might just do something different that probably isn't bullet points on the board. Like you might go vacuum the car. You might go, just do a little bit extra as long as the client is cool with it. You might do a little extra. You might shine the wheels a little bit better, or you know what I'm saying? You might just add your own little sauce to it. You're not breaking no laws. As long as the customer approves of it, you ain't breaking no laws. You ain't doing nothing against what is being sort of, you're just kind of doing it in your own little fashion, which gives you that uniqueness. So you can always take a global or a general way of, it's like, okay, I'm gonna give you one more. It's like real estate, right? You have real estate, which they rent, and then you have Airbnbs. At some point, somebody decided, hey, I'm gonna take a regular home, and instead of renting it out yearly, I'm gonna rent it out through days or through sections. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, somebody took the same overall standpoint, like housing, and they was able to use it in like a hotel way. So there's like different ideas. So you just make your own little source to it. You might bring some new inventions to the world, like Uber or something like that. So just kind of thinking of it in that way. Let's go ahead and continue. What do we have for the Aquarius? That's too many. Hold on. I'm trying to get one. Oh, I can't pick this up. My nails, I just clipped my nails, so we're going to use that one. Maybe that's a sign, right? We have plant, and we have seeding, right? You could be, in situations where you're growing. You are always, and here's the thing. I want you guys to understand. Life, this is why I stress practicality and spiritually together. As long as you're putting practical things in place to where you know that things are getting done because you are providing the right time, the appropriate time for it, and you're completing the task, you don't have to worry about nothing else but growth after that, right? It's just growth. When you plant your seed, meaning if you think of it in your life, you decide what you're going to do in your day, because when that tree grows, at the top of this oak tree is your goals or your age, where you want to be at this specific time, or whatever the case is. So when you plant your seeds, it's basically you telling yourself, this is what I want to do in a day so I can get here, so I can get to the top of my oak tree. As you grow, as you nourish, as you read, as you just do anything that you can do to pretty much positively impact that growth of that tree or that plant, you'll get to the top. And this is more so nourishment. Not just physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, emotionally, all of this stuff. This, you making sure you take care of your plant. You are the plant base. You are this plant that is growing, right? Growing, maturing, and things like that. If you guys think of somebody that went on the wrong path, oftentimes they was given the wrong advice, right? Their right hand man wasn't always right, if you get what I'm saying. Like, so they was given advice and knowledge that rots in that tree. If you go take WD-40 and spray it on a tomato tree, or take gasoline and pour it on a tomato tree, it will disintegrate. Versus taking water and good nutrition of soil and planting that, you'll see the two differences. One's going to disintegrate, one's going to grow and be this tomato tree. See what I'm saying? Where you can pick fruits and enjoy your fruits of labor, your labor of fruits, or however you want to call it. So that's my point, right? That's my purpose. That's my purpose to show to you guys, is that whatever you feed yourself throughout your day is going to make that tomato tree either disintegrate or growth, right? And this is the plant card, right? I'm gonna go ahead and pull out one more card for you guys, and then we're gonna speak on it. As you guys can see, I pull the cards, I'm talking about them, but I'm also elaborating my own little source to it. That's why I was talking about free spirit, right? Let's see what we got here. All right, final one we have for you guys is authority or father, right? So this could be a father figure, or you could deem to be a father figure, or you can become a father figure, right? Here's the thing, right? Even in life, your kid, well, not even, I wouldn't even say it this way, because people's got their own free spirits too, but whether people know it, like it, hate it, whatever, what you feed your child will display in different forms of ways. I mean, it might not come out 100% the way that you desire it, or things like that. Like somebody, it might be a situation where you feed your child everything he needs to know, or that was appropriate, and they might get up, God forbid, to do something crazy. You're like, I did not approve of that. That specific action doesn't define everything that you've taught them. Just keep that in mind when you are a parent. Just because a person delivers a certain action at a certain time does not mean that the rest of their life is just complete chaos. You know, so it's important that you guys reflect on that, because I don't want you guys to feel discouraged about raising kids or whatever, because you feel like, oh, well, what if they just do something crazy, you know? And I want you to take all of that I just said and sum it up into a point of, you have to understand that everything that you are taught, everything that you are learned, you are like a plant. We talked about this. You're like a plant. Not only are you gaining information, but you're also sharing information, whether you're a parent or a kid. It doesn't matter how you look at it. To be a father figure, to be somebody of authority, it could be a mother as well. It doesn't really matter. To be somebody of authority, meaning somebody in control, right? Whether you're in control of yourself or of a parent, or of a kid, you have the power of knowledge. You have the power to provide, not just financially, but spiritually, emotionally, all of these different things. Your main goal when it comes on to providing to society, or whatever it is that you do within your day-to-day lives, is to provide the best knowledge and assets you can to create this, or not even create, but to assist this person, this kid, or whatever the case is, into the best life that they potentially could live. I say potentially because it's not guaranteed, but potentially. If you're not a parent and things like that, your job, even if you are a parent, your job is to do two things. One, gain information, review it, especially if you're an adult. Review the information you're being taught and the information you have seen on social media, on real life circumstances, on anything. review it, understand it, and see if that's, your best interest. And then you can either teach it or throw it away. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be able to do two things in life. I feel like you gotta be able to receive information and review it, and you also gotta be able to take out the fat, like take out the probably the advice or whatever that's probably not, general. Keep that to yourself and then kind of generalize it, if that makes sense. So I feel like we're all gotta be able to be learners first and then teachers later. So because we all have the authority, we all have the ability to teach and things like that, and we all have a special role we gotta play, a special position we gotta fill, like authority. Like if you look at somebody of an authority, like military or whatever, you expect them to have certain situations that they need to oppose to. So keep that in mind when it comes down to it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hopefully this video helped you guys in any form of way. If you guys was assisted in any form of way, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys on the next video.